Hey, greetings everyone. How's everybody out there doing today? I hope y'all are doing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot better than we deserve, and I hope it's a good day for y'all because it's a good day to have a great day. What do you think about that, brother Jess?
I tell you, it's a beautiful day. Anytime that we could all meet as to be well together. Blessed to have our brother on
Yeah,
today.
yeah. And we're welcoming you to another episode of the Integrity Initiative podcast. And we want to begin by thanking everyone for all their support, all of the comments, all the love they've been sharing with us in regard to the launching of this podcast. Because we really didn't know how the outcome of it was going to be, but the feedback we've been receiving, and everybody been talking about how they have really enjoyed it. It's making us go back and re-looking how we're doing some things. So we have some interesting information and news we want to share with you all at the end of the podcast. So stay tuned to the very end so that you can hear what it is that we have to share with y'all today. Today we're going to be taking a different shift in how we go about this episode of Integrity Initiative podcast. We're bringing a guest on today. This gentleman that we have with us today, he and I, we have a long history together. I mean, he's a friend that sticks closer than a brother, and I'm so grateful to have him be a part of my life. And he's going to tell you a little bit about who he is and everything. So I want to turn this over to you, Brother Eb. You want to tell our listeners a little bit about who you are and how we met and why you are in my life the way you are?
Okay. First of all, my name is Eric Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 22 and a half years in the military.
Mm-hmm.
After getting out of the military, I settled right here in Killeen, Texas,
Okay.
where we became closely associated through ministry.
Yeah.
When we met in ministry, we started working together, and that grew into a friendship that has stood the test of time
Yeah.
over the past 19 years.
Yeah.
So, with all of the endeavors that you've engaged in, at some way or another, you've made sure that, well, we keep in touch with each other.
Right.
And wherever you need help from me, all you have to do is ask, and I'm there.
Yeah, that's definitely a true statement. That is definitely a true statement. And the reason we have Brother Jack on our episode today is that he's also one of our facilitators for Coffee and Conversations, our men assembly, where we come together every third Saturday from 9 to 12. And this topic that we're going to be talking about, he facilitated this topic. He done an exceptional job with it, and we thought it would be a good idea to bring it on the podcast and to share with our listeners what y'all think about it and everything, because it's a good topic. So today we're going to be talking about the fallacy of the facade. The fallacy of the facade. I mean, many of us, Brother Jesse, I believe that for the most part, we learn how to master the art of hiding in plain sight. Is that kind of a safe thing to say?
I tell you, it sure is, Brother Henry. We tend to put up, like as my brother clearly tells us, that we're good at putting up a fallacy of a facade. We're good at throwing up what we want people to see, because we really don't want people to see us who we truly are. And that is very, very unfortunate, because I tell you, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God made us in His likeness and in His image. Why are we trying to be somebody else, or why are we trying to be somebody that we're not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, we can find ourselves get caught in what I call the comparison trap when we try to compare ourselves with someone else. And I believe that comparison is the thief of joy. It steals our joy, that robs us of our joy. One of the things we have a challenge with is being transparent and being vulnerable, because at some point we got to let somebody in. And I want to let Jack kind of expound a little bit on both of those words, because he's kind of a wordsmith when it comes to certain things, so he can talk about it, in his own way. And I believe you're going to really, really love to hear what it is that he has to say. So, Jack, when we're talking about a facade, brother, what's your take on that?
Well, for starters, a facade is a fake front. Okay?
Wait a minute, hold on. What?
It's a fake front.
Come on now.
Okay.
Ah.
When you look at houses that were made back in the 50s, 40s, and the 30s, you could see all of the makings of the house. Okay. All of the bones, as they like to call them, were exposed.
Yeah.
But over time, people didn't want to see that when they looked at their house. So what they would do is they would cover that. And the covering that they use is called a facade. Okay. So the facade is just a covering that hides what's really there. Wow. It's the pretty up for what's really going on.
But can the facade actually look real in a sense, just based by observation or perception of how you see it? Could it look like the real thing?
When you walk down the street, do you see real people?
Yes, sir.
And do they look like what's really going on with them?
A lot of times they do. A lot of times they don't.
Okay. So the facade comes in with, like you said, what do I want people to see? What do I want them to know about me?
Yeah.
How do I want them to treat me, especially?
That's good.
And the fallacy is a lie. So we lie to ourselves and we put on the front for others to see so that we're accepted, even though that's not who we really are.
You know, and it's good that you say that, because I was thinking about this today. When we walk around with a fallacy or the facade, listen to this, brother Jesse, y'all gonna like this.
Come on.
We struggle in silence and we suffer and stay in seasons far longer than we should.
Wait a minute.
Is it?
Say it again.
We struggle in silence and we find ourselves suffering and staying in seasons far longer than we should.
Why do you think that is, though, Henry?
Again, a lot of times we don't want to be transparent. We don't want to be vulnerable and let people know what's going on in our lives. I'm not saying that we should be an open door and just let everyone in or anyone in. But at some point, you know, you can have cries for help and you're not even opening up your mouth saying you need help. But when you got someone that's discerning enough to know, say, hey, look here, you know, is everything okay? That's an opportunity for you to make a decision to actually decide whether you're going to let someone help you out of the situation that you find yourself in. Other than that, you're going to say that you're good and just keep it moving and stay right where you are.
Wow.
I've been there. I know exactly what it's like. That's why I have surrounded myself with certain people that can catch certain things that I may miss. You have to surround yourself with people like that. And outside of that, you'll just be walking around with a fallacy and a facade.
Wow. So people that when you get around people that actually know you, what I mean is they actually have a true relationship with you, as you and Brother Jack do. They can tell when you're putting on that fake front.
Sure.
And I'm telling you, being transparent. Sometimes we put on fake fronts, whatever the case may be. Sometimes we're fearful that our brothers are going to judge us, or we're fearful of what they're going to say, or we're fearful they're gonna call us on that fakeness that you were just talking about, Brother Jack. Does that sound about right?
100%. Here's the thing. I always say that I can only talk about myself.
Come on now.
Because I'm with me all the time.
That's
okay.
good, man.
And as a young soldier in the military, I wanted to be a people pleaser. So trying to be a people pleaser, I tried to be exactly like everybody that I hung out with. Now, there was one NCO that looked at me, and he caught me, and he pulled me out to the side one day and said, let me tell you something real quick. He said, you're fake.
My God.
This man didn't really know me. So the deep relationship is not always necessary for someone to see in the surrounding that you're putting up.
Or the folly.
So he gave me those harsh words on a Friday afternoon. I spent the entire weekend thinking about what he said. And I realized that he was right. So when I went to work Monday morning, I showed my true face. I became the true person that I was. And he told me this. He said, now I see you.
My God. My God. Henry, do you think that fallacy can be compounded definitely by those that are around you? That we can become almost like chameleons when we go from one place to another, just like as my brother just said, just to adapt with whoever it is that's there for that moment in time?
Yeah, because one of the things about environments, climates, and atmospheres, I think we talked about this before during our last podcast, they can breed complacency.
My God.
They can breed complacency. You know, you'll be able to, you'll start conforming to the environment that's around you, the people that's around you, circumstances that's going on around you, and you don't even realize it's actually happening, but it really is. But it takes someone who has a little bit more deeper insight to be able to say, hey, look here, where you're at is not a safe space. Where you're at is you need to consider where you're at, because watch this, not only are you hurting yourself, but you're also hurting those who are closely connected to you. Even though it's closely connected to you. You know, again, when we talk about a fallacy, Jack, we were talking about this before, you and I, here's what I found out a fallacy is. A fallacy is a deceptive or false appearance, like you said earlier. It's false. It's false. A mistaken belief or an argument that seems valid, but is actually invalid. How many people have you came across that stood on something that they believed it was actually true, but in reality it was not?
Wow.
I can't put a number to it, but I'll tell you this: it's been quite a few. And the reason being, we want to be perceived a certain way. So in order to be perceived that certain way, we have to act like how we want to be perceived.
Mm-hmm.
The perception is false.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it's not your true face.
My
It's not truly who you are. It does not display your character.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be accepted for being something that you're not. And then when you do finally show up, nobody recognizes you.
My God. Why is that?
Let's just go with the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Who likes being lied to?
Come on now. Talk about it.
I mean, if you're okay with being lied to, you're okay with being around liars.
Yeah, that right there.
Then you have no way of being able to trust anything that they say. So if you lie for so long, and the only thing you ever do is lie. Here's the funny thing about lies: when you tell one, you have to remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when someone challenges you on it, you have to remember who you told what lie to. And if you get caught lying, then the trust is broken.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what kind of friendships or relationships would that breed whenever you find yourself being fake?
Well, my brother likes to say that there are two different types of relationships: marginal and key. Marginal relationships are those that when you associate with somebody, you keep them at a distance because you don't know if you can truly trust them.
Yeah.
But a key relationship, as he was speaking on earlier, are those people that you hold close to you. Those people that you allow to help you see the things that you may be missing when you're dealing with other people.
So they'll tell you the truth about yourself. They ain't gonna try to sugarcoat it. They ain't gonna throw up their own facade trying to hang on with you. They're gonna be like, look, there's an adjustment that has to be made.
For lack of a better term, let me say it this way: your key people will not give you diabetes.
Say it.
Your key people will not give you
Can
diabetes.
you explain that a little bit?
That means they will not sugarcoat it. They will not put any fluff on it. They will give it to you straightforward, whether you want to hear it or not. But guess what? It's only going to make you better.
Wow.
I
I have this book at home. It's called Battles Men Face. Battles Men Face. And Dr. Gregory L. Jans is the author of this book. And he talks about the different struggles that men face and they deal with on a regular basis, you know, the battles that they face. And one of the things he points out in the book is before he gets into all of these battles and these struggles, he said we have to surround ourselves with someone. When they see us operating and practicing behavior that's self-destructive, we need to have somebody in our life to walk up to our face and tell, hey, you need to knock it off. Now, that's where you have to have a close relationship with someone, I believe, because it's not common that we practice what I call self-awareness and self-assessment. Because, again, you stated earlier, you're with you all the time and you can't get away from you. It's amazing how we can know everything about other people who don't know us, but we don't know ourselves enough.
And you can't even practice self-awareness if you, again, continuously being somebody else.
Yeah.
Because eventually your identity, your personal identity is going to be so lost that you will find yourself questioning at your core, who am I?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us sit in that space too.
Yeah.
We don't know who we are because we do what we do in order to have that place of security amongst those that we hold near and dear to our heart, not understanding that, hey, let's just put our let me say it like this. Let's put the right foot forward instead of trying to hide who we really are. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. I mean, come on now. Help me out.
When you put your right foot or your best foot forward, people see who you are. Because your right foot is who you really are.
Come on.
You can't hide everything about yourself and expect to be accepted for what you're showing people.
Man, it takes a lot of effort to do that, man. To hide stuff. It really just takes a lot of effort to just hide and energy to just hide stuff, you know. But to just be who you are and who you're created to be, there's a liberty and a freedom that come with that. And learning how to walk in the authority that's been given to you by God, first of all. You know, you got to learn how to walk in that authority. And this is who God made me. This is how God created me. And you don't find yourself trying to be compared with what other people are doing.
I think too, Henry, we have to, as a people, be happy with who we are. We
Yeah.
find in this society now, again, we've talked about this in times past and coffee and conversations, like social media, for example. You see people putting all this information out.
Yeah.
They're putting all these photos and all these different poses, putting on what they want people to see, but behind the scenes, they're nothing like what they're posting themselves to be.
Yeah. Good, Jack. Good, Jack.
Jack?
These influencers, which are the people that you follow,
Yeah, man.
their influence is based off of the perception of a lifestyle that they really don't live. Now, a problem that a lot of these influencers are starting to run into is the people behind the scenes that see what they do
Watch it, man.
are starting to put what they do out there for others to see.
See
You say you live this way. You say you dress like this. You say you own this. And then somebody's showing the rental receipts
Come on now.
and the return receipts for all the clothes, all the cars, the fancy houses, the exotic pets. This is a lifestyle that cannot be sustained. Watch this, without a job, for starters.
Wow.
Okay, so the fallacy is that I can live this lavish life. I can travel all over the world with no resources.
But that's not sustaining, though. That's not sustaining. It really is a facade. That's not sustaining. It's going to only last but for so long.
It lasts as long as the people who are interested in what you're doing will keep watching.
Yeah, that's safe to say.
Because it's all about who likes me. The more people that like me, the more money I can make. And as long as I'm making money, I can keep doing these extravagant things that I don't even keep any of these things that I'm showing you that I have that are extravagant. The fallacy is the lifestyle. Because the people who truly live that lifestyle, they don't show it off.
Yeah.
Here's what I learned from my mother when I was a kid. The more you tell people about the things that you have, the more they want your things.
Yeah.
And whether you give them to them or not, they will figure out how to get them from you.
Wow.
So as a principle, if you don't want people in your business, don't put your business in front of people.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. I like that.
I like that.
That's good.
One of the things that I even see in that, as you were talking about the influence, I know that they don't put a whole lot of thought as to how the viewers really perceive them. I would say they think about it just long enough to know that they have them as viewers, but they don't think about the long-term effects upon their viewers. Because you see that there's a faithful set of people that will view these influencers, want to be like these influencers, start mimicking these influencers. Then they find themselves doing the same thing, doing what? Replicating the influencers and throwing up their own facade, living those fake lives, going out there and buying those, Jack was just talking, and then they find themselves broke, and then they're like, how is it that person is doing it? You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
And we run the risk, again, of really poisoning our young folks in this season. And that's something that I take near and dear to my heart, because I have a lot of youth in my family. I have many teenagers that come up to me and say, Uncle Jesse, or now even Grandpa, hey, I'm seeing this person doing this person doing that, and they're making money doing it, and I want to do the same thing. And I'm like, you don't understand what goes on behind it.
Right.
You don't understand the reality that is happening. What we see now, even in reality TV, another area. That's another thing. You see people logging in and viewing reality TV, and they're thinking that these people that are coming over on TV, they're living their best life, but not understanding that there's some that are actually struggling.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But again, this is the time and this is the era that we're living in.
Yeah. Society, and it's good that you say that, Brother Jesse. The society and the culture that we live in, again, we can end up conforming to what's going on around us, and we can find ourselves being swept in by all that's taking place. One of the things that, Brother Corey shared with me, and I think I keep it near to my heart, when you see people, putting on these personas, here's what he told me. He said, man, a lot of that is all style but no substance.
My God.
Yeah, it's all style but no substance. When it comes to style, I can show you what I want you to see. But when it comes to the substance, is this something that's going to sustain me because of this is who I am?
Wow.
Over the course of time, it's going to come out. Wow. It's going to come out over the course of time.
Yes, sir, it sure will. It'll tell on you.
Yeah.
It'll tell on you in a minute.
Yeah.
You can only hide behind that facade for so long. Ain't that right, Jack?
One of the things that I find interesting is when speaking of children or grandchildren, is when they take to the lifestyle of somebody that they see on social media or on television. And then they assume that, well, they did it this way, I can do it the same way. What you have to realize is not everybody is going to make it doing what this person or that person is doing.
Correct.
If I want to be a basketball player, I just watched basketball on television. Now I'm ready to go join the NBA.
Right.
The fallacy is that I believe I'm going to make it into the NBA just because I watched the NBA basketball on television and I play all the video games, so I know how all the moves work.
Did I put in the work though?
But do they realize the problem?
Yeah.
The reality sets in when you have to get out there on that court and they say, okay, we're going to run suicides. What's that? Well, let me explain it to you. Oh, hold on now. Wait a minute. I didn't see that in the video.
Right.
Well, that's part of the video game that you don't see because the extras that are in the video have already put in all of that.
Yeah.
So you saying what they saw was the glamour and the glitz.
They didn't.
They saw the clutch shot. They saw the slam dunk at the end of the game. But they didn't see nothing about what went on behind the scenes, how hard they had to work to get there.
Yes, sir. My older brother, before he passed, he was a big wrestling fan.
Oh, come on now.
No, he was a big wrestling fan until he finally, as a teenager, got to go to an actual wrestling event. At the end of the wrestling event, the ring was sitting right there. And him and his buddy, they jumped in the ring, and they're sitting there talking about, acting like they're fighting. And then he said, hit my head against the turnbuckle. And his buddy grabbed him by the back of his head, and he just threw him for him. He went, bam. He went, ow. It was like, wait a minute. And he grabbed this thing, and he touched it. He said, this thing is ridiculously hard. Then he came to the realization, watch this, on his own, that wrestling was fake. But before that, you could not convince him that what they were doing was not real.
Right.
It's called the greatest show on earth for a reason.
Right.
It's a show. It is. You're not going to tell me that I'm going to get beat up on by 4 people for 20 minutes and I'm going to jump up and whoop all of them. That is a fact.
Not even Hulk Hogan, man. Come on now.
Allow me to say that again.
God rest his soul.
You are not going to be overly engaged in any type of activity where you are not on top.
Woo, Jesus.
And come out the victor in the end. Now, that being said, with the Holy Ghost on our side,
Come on now.
all things are possible. Because with his grace and mercy, you won't even be in that situation. So first things first, keep everything in its proper order.
That's right.
Tell the truth.
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
That's good.
And you
So-
don't have to work.
Superficial appearance. Superficial appearance. When it comes to superficial appearance, whatever I want a person to see, that's what I will project.
Lord have mercy.
My God.
May I for a second?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so ladies, you're probably not going to like what I'm about to say, but this is just my opinion. I am not a makeup person. Okay, I don't mind a little eyeshadow. I don't mind the lipstick. But when you spend 45 minutes with your foundation, of another 45 with your base, and then you put all the extra in there, it just don't work for me. I have literally gone on record as a young adult and told a lady that you have really pretty makeup. She said, oh, you like my face? I said, no, I haven't seen your face. I've seen your makeup, and your makeup looks pretty. Her facade
The external.
was great. Now, her reality, I don't know because I've never seen you without makeup.
Okay.
Now, fast forward about 3 days in a week. She walked up to me and said, what do you think now? And I turned around and I looked and I went,
Who are you?
that's much better.
Yeah.
I said, now I see you.
Yeah.
So when you take away the facade,
I like that.
the what did you just call it?
Superficial appearance.
The superficial exterior. The cosmetic companies have sold the entire world on if you don't have it naturally, we can give it to you in a jar or in a makeup compact. That is not you.
Perception and appearance is everything to some people, you know. And again, which is where we get caught in the comparison trap when we look at certain people and we want to imitate or we want to be like certain people instead of really just, you know, understanding who you are. You know, this is something I commonly tell people all the time. You know, I tell people, be yourself because everyone else is taken.
Okay. So you said personality and appearance.
Huh?
Okay, so if your personality is to hide your appearance, I will never know who you are.
Okay.
Because I can't see you.
Okay.
Okay. Like that NCO told me. He told me that I was fake. Because if I was with you, I acted like you. But if I was
Right. That's
But
when
I got-
comedy comes in, though, right? We'll conform.
but see, for me it wasn't even conformity.
Okay.
Because I didn't stay in that state past being with you.
Okay.
As soon as you walked away, I kind of got back to me for a second and said, hey,
Right.
and then I was them. The problem with that is at the end of the day, I was so worn out trying to figure out which person I was
My God.
that when I was given the understanding that I'm not real,
Wow.
I had to go find the real me.
Do we allow, Brother Jesse, think about this. Do we allow, sometimes unbeknownst to us, we allow people, and sometimes they can be self-imposed too, to place tags, titles, labels, and limitations on us?
Oh, that's the easy one. Yes, a resounding yes. Why is that? Why is that? I think a lot of it has to do with whoever that person is in our life. 'Cause, again, if you have that person in your life, and I'm trying to stay away from this area, and I am going to stay away from this area, people that you hold in high esteem. Let me just say it like that, because I don't want to put a label on it and people get offended. But people that you hold in high esteem are ones that you will likely do that with.
Okay.
You will likely put up a front because you're just so eager to what's the word, to be affirmed by these people.
That's it right there, affirmation.
And we are people that desire to be affirmed everywhere we turn around. So it's easy for us to conform to, like you said, those tags and titles.
Yeah.
Because we want that affirmation. We want that love. We want to be embraced.
Yeah. You know, that's the basic human need. You know, everyone has a need to be needed, you know, at some point, and people want to be a part of something that's greater than themselves. So we're getting ready to close out. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode here on today with our Integrity Initiative podcast, and we appreciate Brother Jack coming on, sharing with us his thoughts about, you know, the fallacy of the facade. He did an awesome job during our coffee conversations when he facilitated it. So, and having said that, Brother Jack, you mind putting in a plug for coffee conversations for our listeners?
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on today.
Yes, sir.
Second of all, Coffee and Conversation is a men's meeting that meets the third Saturday of every month at Golden Corral in Killeen, Texas. We start at 9 o'clock. We generally end around noon. I say generally because depending on the conversation, how good we may not shut it down.
Yeah, man.
Now watch this. We may close out, but that don't mean we done talking.
Come on now.
So breakfast is in the house.
Yeah.
You can eat breakfast, but you do not have to. It's not a mandatory thing that you eat while you are there. It's not even a mandatory thing that you drink coffee. We do ask that if you come, sit down, listen to what we have to say. If you have something that you want to share. It is an open forum for all men that are to come in, sit down, and be strengthened in anything that they may be.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good. You know, I'm reminded of what the psalmist declared, how, you know, how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together, you know, in the spirit of unity. I really enjoy myself and whenever we have those sessions. They really, you know, I leave edified and equipped. I really do whenever I come together. So I think about that, and I'm really am appreciative of it. Brother Jesse, you want to share with them the good news about what we're going to be doing here in July with the podcast? And I'm excited about this. Really. Yes, sir. I'm excited about this.
So, man, because we've such a pull from our listeners, Henry, that they want to hear from us twice a month.
Yeah.
And come July will be our next opportunity will be July 11th, and again on July 25th. We'll be keeping again the same timeline at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And my hope and my desire is that the listeners come hungry.
Yeah, man.
Come desiring, come with questions, come with comments, and please feel free to comment every time that we come before y'all so you can hear what your thoughts are, because I guarantee you we're not the subject matter experts of all things.
Yes.
That's why we want to hear from our listeners. We want to hear what it is that they have to say, because they are important.
Yeah, thank you. And we appreciate so very much for y'all allowing us an opportunity and a space, to be in your living room or wherever it is that you're viewing us from. We really are truly appreciative of it. But before I leave, I want to make sure we give a shout out to my brother Corey behind the camera. That's a bad dude. I keep telling everybody he's a bad dude. He's a bad dude, but he tell me he knows just enough to be dangerous. All these videos that you see and everything that's been put out there for Integrity Does Matter, Integrity Initiative Podcast, Coffee Conversations. He's behind the scenes doing a lot of that, and I'm telling y'all, he is good at what he does. So if you need somebody to take pictures for you or do videos for you, reach out to him. He's on Facebook, Cooks Photography Services, and I promise you, you will be satisfied with the work that my brother does. So again, we thank y'all so very much for joining us today. Jack, you have any last words before we depart?
Be true to yourself. Be true to those around you.
That's good.
Love your family. Keep them close.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you the next time.
Awesome. Brother Jesse, you have anything you'd like to share with our listeners before we leave, sir?
No, sir. We're good to go.
Okay. All right. Again, we appreciate you guys so very much. Thank y'all for tuning in. And Lord willing, we will see you all next time on our Integrity Initiative podcast. Thank you. Take care and God bless you.
See you next time.
Sense on the bit.